Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Far From Pro podcast. I am your host, Evan Walsh, and with me is the man, the myth, Joseph Meyer. Now, before we get into anything, Joseph, today, I just want to say that for the past week or two since summer started, I have been going to the Jersey Mike's every once in a while near my work.
Here we go.
And as you may know, your good buddy, Luke Zaki, makes me a sandwich every time. What is it?
Zaki, Z-A-K.
Isn't that what I said? What did I say?
You said Zaki, but he's a sandwich artisan.
That is one way to put it. He really whips up a special sandwich. You've
been telling me how much you've been rocking with those sandwiches.
It really has been hitting the spot lately, and I just wanted to put it out here. And I think we need to have an appreciation for all the sandwich artists in the world. Subway, Jersey Mike's. There's not much appreciation for them. Same with Chipotle if you make burritos, whatever. But we're not going to get into that. We're going to get into hot or not. Everyone's favorite. And I want you to start us off, Joseph. Give me a hot if you have one for us this week.
I've got a hot, and this is hot because it's the summertime. Down south, there's a nice burger joint called Whataburger. And we talked about this a couple episodes ago, and we talked about our favorite burger joints. And this week, sadly, I have to go with Patrick Mahomes as my hot once again. Because he is from the South, and he likes Whataburger. He started a Whataburger in Kansas City because they didn't have one. That man, if Kansas City did not love him enough already, this just takes it over the top. I got to read this quote. He said, "Bring my first home to my second home." Whataburger is his first home, and the Kansas City Chiefs are his second home. He's a big winner. He has been for a couple weeks now. I hate to say it. Patrick Mahomes is my hot.
So I wonder if having a burger joint as one of your homes should probably be looked into, but
probably you wouldn't expect it to be an NFL quarterback.
I think
if they're eating.
Yeah, I think the
burgers
first question I should probably ask is, what is Whataburger?
You're gonna have to try it for yourself. It's just
I've never heard of that in my entire life.
It's just a Southern thing, and Patrick Mahomes likes it, and he's that. He is him. So
what's it called?
Whataburger or Whataburger, however you want to say it.
Is it like a Five Guys type place?
I wouldn't say. I just can't really compare it to anything. It's just
no
Whataburger.
Comparison.
No,
okay.
It's not the greatest burger I've ever had, but it's up there.
Okay,
it's a great.
At least you're honest. I love the honesty. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to one. I got two hots.
Okay.
Leo Messi. It has been confirmed that he is going to be dipping his feet in the actor pool a little bit. He's going to be premiering in a very, 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 very popular show where he's from. I don't know the name of the show. I can't pronounce it. But Leo is moving into the acting field. And I've talked about it before when, like pro athletes, maybe they go graduate college. I love when athletes step away from what they're doing and go succeed in other things. This is very cool. I'm putting him as my hot. And then I'm going to go right into my second hot, which is Colorado Avalanche. I believe you had them, was it last week?
I think this is 3 weeks in a row now. It's just...
When you're 12-2 in the playoffs you are ripping apart. You ripped apart the Edmonton Oilers. You have completely wiped through these NHL playoffs. It has really been a sight to see. And like I've said, I don't know anything about hockey. I've been doing my absolute best to learn. These Avalanche have not only kept me interested, but I have been watching and keeping up, and they have been absolutely dominating. I'm keeping them as my hot this week, and I hope they win the Stanley Cup. I really do, and it would be amazing for them, and they are a really, really, really special team. Do you have a nod for us?
The only team that beat the Avs is the Blues. And I had a buddy point out that the only team that beat the Wild was the Blues. So maybe the Wild and the Avs are on the same.
You know what? We're not going to be playing that game, though. That's what we're not going to do.
I actually have one more hot, and this is C.J. McCollum. Did you hear what C.J. McCollum said this week?
When was it on NBA when he went on as being like an announcer, or what are we talking
I don't know when it was. I didn't see it live. He said no debate whether KD or Stephen Curry was the best player. Now, I know that there is some debate here.
I did not hear him say that quote.
He said there's no debate that Kevin Durant was the best player on that team, which I happen to agree with him. But I think some people in the NBA media would happen to disagree That was bold from CJ McCollum, should we say playoff veteran? Really a lot of playoff success coming from the Trailblazers camp over there. Yeah. So he knows what he's talking about.
Okay, Joseph. All right.
He knows what he's talking about.
So that's an interesting one. I agree with you. I think Kevin Durant was the best player on the team. To hear it come from CJ McCollum.
It's such a random.
It is. It is such a random guy in the league to pick and have him announce things. And I don't know. I don't know.
He said Steph knows it was Kevin Durant. Draymond, deep down, he even knows it's Kevin Durant. I was like, CJ, what is going on here? But he got knocked out by the Warriors a few too many times.
Those Warriors really knocked some sense into that boy, let me tell you. They have really cemented themselves. Well, the Warriors have cemented themselves in everyone's brain. Let's be real here. We all have the Warriors burned into our brain. We hate them. I'm going to go... I feel like a scum for having this as my not. I really do. This is my only not. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. He's a big not.
Okay, so I was going to ask you, let's be real here. Can you really be a pro athlete if you don't have one thing on your record?
This is not one thing, Evan. This is 68
Joseph,
things.
So I'm going to ask you. I have not. I sort of kept up with what's going on back in the early stages, but now I see something that 66 different, is it messages or women? Was it 66 different massages he went to that we found out about?
Yeah. No, he's not.
It seems like every month he takes a step backwards, which is funny because every few days I always see a video of him dropping him at training camp, and he looks like he's just dominating that Browns uniform. He looks good. Let's be real. Okay, don't lie to me. He looks good in that Browns uniform.
Absolutely.
He looks good in that Browns. He looks good. So...
will he ever see the field?
Well, I was just going to ask you. I wrote on my knot here, Deshaun Watson, Baker ? So
yes,
I was going to ask you. How do you feel about the Deshaun Watson situation? Because I have no words.
Dude's clearly a Class A scumbag, right? Well,
all right.
I think this has been, regardless of whether he did it or not, he's a scumbag because they change their stories every time. Mm-hmm. This man. I don't know if you saw this. The Houston Texans are now involved in the lawsuit. They covered up his tracks. They covered this dude's tracks, and he still sat out a whole year and dipped out of the city and was mad at their ownership. These dudes, the Houston Texans, are getting sued for covering up the massages that Deshaun Watson got, and he still said, "Screw the Texans."
I did not know.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. This is news to me. That is unbelievable. Wow.
Dude, you think Baker Mayfield right now is sitting behind the computer like, we got him, boys. We got him. He's like, anyone else got anything to say about it?
Well, I think Baker's in a situation where the thing is, even if Deshaun isn't healthy and he's not playing, Baker isn't coming back. And that's what's sad. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. Baker Mayfield might have the most confusing situation right now in all of football. I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know where he's going to play.
I think he's easily a starting 32 in this league. Do you agree?
Of course, but
but it's just a situation.
Saying that, I listened to a pod. Did you see the Cam Newton podcast on the Pivot?
I saw a clip of it.
Cam Newton happens to believe still that he is a top 32 quarterback in the NFL.
He probably thinks he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
And then when Channing Crowder on the show had asked him, Cam, if you are a top 32 quarterback, then why aren't you on
the field right now?
Why? That's what he says. So, why aren't you playing? Well, it's so funny to watch those guys make up every excuse that comes out of their ass. Whether it's their race, whether it's their situation, whether it's where they started, who they're playing with. He had every excuse in the book, Joe. He went on for a literal 15-minute rant about why he didn't start. I don't think one person believed a single thing that came out of his fucking mouth. And to be quite frank, it gets me...
If Sam Darnold's a starting quarterback this year, Baker Mayfield should be.
Was Sam Darnold as bad as we gave him credit for?
I think he's definitely as bad as we gave him credit for. He's had 2 opportunities now.
Yeah, he is. All right, I'm sorry.
We've gone on with Baker before, but I just feel so bad for the dude.
Yeah, now he's in a god-awful
And now it's like, you passed on me for a Class A scumbag with 66 masseuses coming after him.
Yeah, he's in some deep shit. Still got $230 million, but he's in some deep shit.
Yeah. Well, you need to use that money to get out of some of these cases.
That might just be covering up his losses.
I have a knot as well. And this was hot last week. I think it's how does it pronounce? Live Golf League? Is this the league we were talking about?
That is the golf league, LIV.
I'm assuming you saw that the PGA has barred their players from being in it. And I said that that's what the PGA should do last week. Do you think that it will change their minds, though? There's some big names that have already committed.
I think the PGA is fucked in every situation here.
Yeah.
They think they have power. And 17 players were suspended today from the PGA Tour because they have threatened of having they've been live talks, and PGA found out, and they suspended 17 players. Okay. So PGA, let's see. You got two leagues. PGA Tour, who is currently literally suspending people and kicking them out if they're thinking about going to the Live League, or go to the Live Golf League where you can make a fuck ton more money, get more opportunity, get way more name, image, and likeness. You can run your own stuff. You don't have to go by anything of the PGA Tour. There's a lot less rules. Yeah. Tournaments are more fun to play in, better spots to play at, and you're going to sit and bitch and complain? You have nothing, dude. Yeah. You have nothing. Dustin Johnson's going to get paid $140 million. Phil Mickelson is going to be paying $200 million. They offered Tiger Woods damn near $1 billion to go and switch over to the Live League for good. You have nothing. You have nothing to show for it. You have nothing to keep these players. You have nothing. You have nothing. Shut your mouth. Figure out a way to compete with the Live Golf League and their prices and their money and the way that they play. And then we can talk. Mm-hmm. But the Live Golf League is taking over. It is the new league. It has way too much money behind it. We're
on board here.
I'm 100% on board with the Live Golf League. I think the PGA Tour is screwed, Joseph. What do you think?
I would agree because I know the names of Phil Mickelson and Dustin Johnson, and they're not going to be in the PGA. So why would I watch them in the PGA now? I can't.
Exactly. So, all right, let's move into some regular talk here.
Of teams
what were
that
you
need
say
to,
here, Big Dog?
Huh?
What were you going to say here, Big Dog?
I was going to say people. Speaking of people that need to shut their mouths, NBA analysts. Let's just get this out of the way. You cannot change your mind after every game of the NBA Finals. I saw so many things this morning of like, well, now I think the Warriors are going to win. Well, I thought the Celtics were going to win on Monday. Stick to your pick. It's been 3 games. Let's just enjoy the basketball. Okay, let's enjoy the basketball. I get that you have to make clips from YouTube. That's our industry, right? Mm-hmm. Just enjoy the games. We have the NBA Finals. It could go 6. It could go 7. Stop switching up every time.
Yeah.
That's my rant.
I feel like didn't we talk about, and we've talked about ESPN analysis and NBA analysis and everything before, and just we feel like there's so many of them now, and everyone, like, your opinion, when you say something, it's recorded now. We can see it. So if you decide to change that and go back on that, it's very easy for us to not only see your first answer, but to see your second response.
That's how they get their views. That's how we're going to get our views. If you say something outlandish right now, and I clip it and put it on TikTok, it's going to do way well than you just saying, well, I think, the Warriors are a good team and Celtics are a good team. If you say Celtics in 5, it blows up.
Right. And, you're welcome for that. But
and it did.
I think that. But here's the thing, though, and which is true, but it's also, if you go back to some of my old podcasts, you can call me on a lot of bullshit. We're not very big right now, Joseph. If we were bigger and we had hundreds of thousands of people listening to us, I would be in the drink. I would be so screwed.
But
it'd be bad.
That's the nature of the business.
It is the nature of the business.
So I'm assuming after last night you're sticking with Celtics in 5.
Yeah, they just.
Or are you going to change it?
Come on, Joseph. They're not.
I wish we recorded after game 2, dude. I would have gone in, dude. I think
if you think the Warriors are a good basketball team, that's bad. That is bad.
I think they're a team that's going to win game 4 on Friday, and it's going to be 2-2.
Well, we don't even know if Steph Curry's playing, so let's not.
I think the Celtics have this thing in their mind where they just love to switch off games. It's gonna. I guarantee this is gonna go 7 because the Celtics are like, yeah, we won last game. Let's just lose for no reason, and then well, we lost, so we got to go win a game now. It's like, what? Just win the basketball games.
I know, and it's so crazy to think that in Boston, in the Garden, which looked absolutely electric last night. By the way,
I need to go to the Garden before I die.
I know.
I need
that might be a bucket list arena because Jesus, there was that place buzzing. I mean, that. You look at these certain arenas, and have you ever noticed in some cities you're just that's like a sports city. That city loves their team. Every guy in that stands right now, every guy, girl, person, kid, whatever in that stands loves the Boston Celtics.
They love their city, and they know everybody. Not everybody, but a lot of people hate their city, and that makes them love their city even more. And I gotta respect it.
Isn't it kind of cool? I love this coast-to-coast matchup. You got San Francisco, Boston.
So good.
Right across. I mean, it's just, I love it. I love it.
JT versus pool party?
Yeah, so, I mean, how do you feel? We started off, you had Warriors in 6 before the series even started. At any time did your answer very much change where you were dead set on changing it at any point in time within these 3 games? Not one time.
Not right now is the most tempted I've been to change my answer.
To what?
But to Celtics in 7.
Okay. All right. So you're slowly
yes,
developing.
Still sticking with Warriors in 6 until if the Celtics win game 4, then I'm off the Warriors. I think you should only be able to change your pick when the games are tied. Because if you would have gone Celtics in 5 after game 2, then I would have been respect. I still would have said you're dumb for it, but whatever.
I think you're still calling me dumb for it.
Man, I don't know. I just enjoy watching the games, and I don't like to be well, this happened. But I do what the Celtics did because they didn't play an unsustainable game in game 3. They can do that again. Mm-hmm. Game 1, I was that game's not happening again because, Horford and White are not playing that way, and JT isn't playing that way. But this last game, pretty sustainable. Who do you think the Finals MVP is right now?
I mean, I picked Jaylen Brown personally.
I think it's Jaylen Brown right now.
I think Jaylen Brown. I don't even think it's close. I think the way he's been now, not only by the way he's been starting games, just electric in the first quarter of the past 3 games, really. But he's consistent. He plays unbelievable defense. He's grinding. He's really doing things that are taking him to the next level. Nothing against JT. JT's playing well. He's still balling. He's Jason Tatum. But no doubt about it. I think it's Jaylen Brown. But I got a better question for you because this is the question I think everyone's been asking.
Let's hear it.
So, one of my good Warrior friends, he's a diehard Warriors fan, he told me before the series started, this series is going to determine on Draymond Green. He thought the difference maker was going to be Draymond Green in the entire series.
He's fouled out twice.
And I sort of knew that wasn't going to happen. It's Draymond Green. He's nothing now. I have my pick. Who do you think on either team is the biggest difference maker in this series? I know who my pick is. I know who mine is.
I would say
on either team. Which one on this series, who do you think is the biggest difference maker?
Celtics, this might be a hot take. I think it's Marcus Smart.
Okay, I like
that. Because Marcus Smart could put up 20 or 2. We've seen that already.
And look what happens when they put up 20.
And when he puts up 20, they win. And
I'm going.
What do you think?
I'm going Andrew Wiggins, and tell me if I'm crazy. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. If Andrew Wiggins puts up a 25-10 night, or 25-8-5, and Curry and Clay do their thing, that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I said. We're gonna get one of these games where Andrew Wiggins just goes berserk.
Okay, true. But what if? Here's my if you look at all other players, right? If all these other players go off or do their thing, whatever, there's sort of a what? Maybe they can win. That's gonna help them. Maybe it'll help them. Whatever. When Andrew Wiggins goes off and does Andrew Wiggins things that he should do and could do, but he only does it once in a while.
For the last 10 years, yeah.
They're unstoppable. Because you got a first overall draft pick who's playing like a first overall draft pick, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and then all the other players on their team who are very, very good basketball players. The Warriors are unstoppable. absolutely unstoppable. But it all is reliant on Andrew Wiggins. It's all relying on, does this guy want to show up and be part of their big three,
I would not want to put my finals hopes and dreams on it.
That is where the Warriors run into a problem.
Andrew L. Wiggins, dude.
Yeah, that is where they run into a problem.
I'm excited for Game 4, though, because I think the Warriors... What do you think the Celtics are going to take home Game 4?
I think they're going to take Game 4. I think it's going to be a 3-1 lead. I'm putting Celtics at 4.
We all know the Warriors love those 3-1 leads.
I think after last night, I think it's going to go Celtics 3-1, Warriors 3-2, and then Celtics are going to win the 6th game. I'm still sticking with Celtics in 5. If I had to change, I think it's going to go Celtics, Warriors, Celtics for the next 3 games. That's what I would pick.
That's valid. You got any other things you want to get to before we get to top 3?
Just a quick touch to the NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
Avalanche in the Stanley Cup.
You bring up NHL twice.
I know. Hey, for all the people listening, for all, Joseph, everyone there, I'm trying. If this doesn't show you how into the show I am.
Let's go.
Oh, actually, oh my God, I should have had this. I don't know how we didn't have this as our not. Screw the NHL playoffs. We already discussed it.
It's Avs Cup.
It's Avs Cup. We're taking it over.
Shout out Lightning fans. Avs Cup.
Did you see the Angels are 0-12?
Oh.
We haven't given much baseball a lot of talk. Me and Joseph have talked about it. There's not a lot going on in baseball right now. It's not the most exciting time of the year. It's hard to develop on each different game, so we haven't gotten too much into it. But I will say, they fired their coach, but they're 0-12. They were 0-12. I don't know if they lost. They played last night or maybe 2 nights ago. I don't know if they lost or won. I didn't look. But they were 0-12. Again, that's insane.
You don't know. You don't need to know much about sports to know that 0-12 is just not a good.
I just don't know how we didn't have the Angels as one of our knots. I don't know how we didn't have that. They are in deep shit right now.
I don't expect them to be good because they're the Angels. They're gonna have the talent and not pull through.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy to think you have a team with Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani and you're not.
I've been seeing a lot of Mike Trout overrated talk. I don't know if I can get on board with that. But he is not a very good fielder. I will say that.
But is he really known for that? Is he really known
he's
for
not.
his field? Exactly.
But so that wouldn't make I don't think that would make him underrated for he's not a very good fielder. He's never been a great fielder.
He's not overrated. That's an absurd take. Whatever. All right.
Angels.
We got into our talk. Let's hop into our top 3. We're going to go a little bit of a shorter episode today. We're going top 3 water brands. Mm-hmm. This is going to be we kind of thought of this top 3 on the spot. I really just want to dive into it because water is a new hot topic. I'm a big water drinker. I love water. I'm a great water guy. There's a lot of people that don't like water, which is weird, but you need water to survive. I'm a huge water guy. It makes you feel good. I'm going to start us off with top 3. I think I'm going to dominate this top 3. I really think I am. I'm going to start us off. At number 3, I'm going to go Smart Water. Smart Water is very good. We've all drank it when we were 5 years old, thought we were getting a lot smarter drinking it. I mean, come on. We've all been there before. Everyone's grabbed it out of the gas station and been like, I'm going to get a lot smarter drinking this. And you are, proven fact, confirmed.
You buy water at the gas station?
I don't. There are some people, Joseph. There are some people
that's
that
a hot take right there.
Number 2, I'm going Fiji. Can you really go wrong with Fiji water? I don't want to hear the people say it's not good. Don't lie to yourself. That is a good water. When you hold that water bottle, you feel like a badass. That is a great bottle. It looks good. Fiji water at 2. And my number 1, I'm going Essentia. Have you ever had Essentia water before?
I don't think I've ever had it.
It is cold filtered Essentia water is something special. It is something to behold. It is my favorite water, zero doubt. Goes down the gullet smoothly. It helps the body. I love it. That is my number 1 water. And Joseph, right into you for your top 3.
So here's my thing.
Go water filtered.
I'm a big water is water kind of guy. There's no better water than when you're thirsty as all get out and you stick your head under the faucet, right? So I'm a big just water is water guy. So I like to go for the experience, the cost, the benefit, over time, right? Number 3, I've got Life Water, specifically because the bottle makes you feel just cool. It just makes me feel like a superior human being when I'm holding a Life Water bottle.
Okay.
Next 2 might be really controversial, but I do not care, okay? Number 2, I'm going Arrowhead, specifically with the nipple, and it has to be in Colorado because
What the fuck is Arrowhead?
Arrowhead is, I don't know. I honestly don't know where they have it, but it's filtered spring water, and it's mostly in Colorado. And
I was going to ask you, how's the water in Colorado?
oh, it's incredible.
It is, isn't it? It is, isn't it?
Spring,
I believe
just
it.
Clean, crisp, straight off the mountains.
What about Texas?
I don't know. I can't say that I would think of
You live there, Joseph.
water as Texas.
Okay.
Oh,
But
I can tell you
Colorado
the
has
tap
good
water. The tap water in Texas is god awful.
Okay.
Oh.
So that explains that.
Shout out Childress, Texas, the worst tap water I've ever tasted in my entire life.
You're drinking tap water. That's a little dangerous there, Joseph.
It's a town of like 200 people. And then number one, and it's got to be with the nipple, by the way. Know where you pop it off and
like,
squeeze it.
Like with Gatorade bottles. Everyone knows it tastes better.
Yeah. Yep. Number one, Kirkland Signature. I don't care. Wow. Kirkland Signature is the best water in a bottle.
So I have to assume your family is a big Costco fan.
Big Costco family. Big buy in bulk kind of family.
You are the family that every other weekend on a Saturday morning is definitely heading to the local Costco to fill up for the week. You definitely are. There's zero doubt in my mind. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with it. Costco is a great place. I have zero wrong with Costco.
What was life like before Costco?
I don't.
Can you imagine?
Was there life before Costco?
I want to know this. How do you start a Costco? Because the whole draw is that like it's big, and you can't really start Costco as a small business. Like Walmart kind of started as a small business, grew. Like you can't really like Costco. I'm poor. I'm gonna start a small business. I'm gonna import like 30-gallon jugs of coffee beans. You know.
Better question. Does the whole world know about Costco? Do you think Costco is Costco all over the country?
Let's look.
Like you think it's in all 50 states?
Costco is definitely all over the country.
You think it's in all 50 states? You think it's in all 50 states?
I don't know about all 50.
I doubt it's in all 50 states.
Maybe not like Rhode Island.
I bet it's only in like 30 states.
Okay, here we go. Arkansas, Maine, Mississippi, Rhode Island, West Virginia, and Wyoming do not have any Costcos. But that's it. And that was as of 2019, so that could be outdated.
What a bunch of very bizarre states to not have Costco.
I know, right?
What a weird group of states.
That means they have one in Hawaii. Kirkland Signature water in Hawaii.
I want to go to Hawaii so bad.
I want to go so bad. Can you imagine drinking Kirkland Signature water while you're in Hawaii, though? I feel like you just would get flamed. Like, there's no shot.
I feel like, yeah, there's no way. There's no way you can walk around with like a bottle of Kirkland and just like get away with it there.
You're like sipping on some like clean, pristine water straight out of the jungle.
Exactly.
Someone pulls up. I got my Kirkland Signature bottle that's like half crinkled.
It might knock you out on the spot, to be honest. There's no way.
All right, that's
you got
top
anything?
3.
You got anything else for the people here, Joseph? I'm all good on my end here.
That's it.
That's it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Great episode. Listen to the TikTok. It's growing. It's absolutely growing. It's absolutely
Evan says absurd things. It
just blows up. And we put the clips out there. So watch TikTok, watch Instagram. Thank you all for listening and have a very, very great week.
Thanks. Peace.